If you're at 0 to 5 grand a month right now with your agency, I bet a part of you is absolutely terrified of doing service delivery. And the truth is, most people overcomplicate service delivery. They make it out to seem much harder than it actually is. And it doesn't really have to be that difficult. What I'm gonna be walking you through in this video is literally everything I know about service delivery. I'm trying to make this as simple for you as possible. This is the exact system, by the way. I brought Sam here a 16x return on ad spend for his client. So he literally spent almost $400 in ads and made them over 6.6k pounds from the $400 in ad spend, which is absolutely insane. So we're going to be walking you through my exact system. Firstly, I just want to try to convince people who aren't fully sold on the idea of service delivery. Like, I just want to acquire some clients. I need that shiny dopamine spike, and I want to just try to acquire 5k PIF. It's not that easy, and you need a great service in order to do that stuff. So firstly, you can easily charge high prices for your product. High prices generally better clients as well. So if they're willing to pay a premium on a service to get a premium service, this person is likely a higher quality person than just wants to spend $300 on an agency. Secondly, clients stay longer, so you make significantly more money on LTV. LTV is lifetime value, how long a client stays, multiplied by how much they're paying you each month. Client case studies, so you get more case studies, so significantly higher close rate for your agency when you're on a sales call, and you can simply just pull up someone's ad account and say, hey, look, this is actually the results I'm getting them right now. Lastly is unlimited referrals. So if you have very happy clients and they're making lots of money from your service, you can ask them, just simply ask them, hey, look, would you know anybody else who would like this service too? What that means is your acquisition cost is zero. So it's not 500 cold calls. It's not $1,000 spent on ads to acquire a client. It's just asking someone if they would refer someone else. So it's very important that we have a good product. Okay, so with that out of the way, be walking you through offer, ad creatives, onboarding calls, check-ins, minimum ad spend, lead form versus funnels, call center, calling yourself, and getting data and optimizing. This is a very, very in-depth video, and I really hope this is valuable, as this is everything with service delivery you're actually going to need. So number one, offer. The ad is only as good as the offer it promotes. If you're thinking of a pyramid, okay, so we have a pyramid, and it looks like this. And there's a foundation to a pyramid, and you add stacks of things like on top of the pyramid. This is the offer down here. So this bottom layer is the offer. So if the offer is not good, if it's not actually a good base layer of the pyramid, and you try to add all these layers on top of the pyramid is just going to absolutely crumble and it's going to fall down. This is what the offer is. If your offer is bad in the ad you're running for your clients, if the client has a bad offer that you're running an ad for, it is not going to convert well. You cannot make it pretty when the offer is bad. If you don't even have an offer, it's not going to be a good ad. It's the first thing you need to know. The crucial distinction that we have to make between two types of offers is one, B2B offers, secondly, B2C offers. What's the difference between these? B2B means business to business offers. Secondly, B2C means business to consumer offers. A business to consumer offer would be a skincare product. It would be a lawn mowing service to the residential person staying at the home, an old person who doesn't want to do their lawn. A B2B offer is what we're doing as an agency. We're reaching out to other businesses to bring them B2C customers. That's what we're doing. So you cannot use B2B offers like you're used to doing when you're selling to agency prospects for their clients. So what are the crucial separators here? So firstly, B2B offers, you can ask for higher friction. And we're focusing on things that we put in a certain amount of money and we get X amount back because they're in the growth mindset of I want to grow the business, I'm going to spend this, and I'm going to make this much back. So we're going to focus on things like return on investment, growing their business, competitive advantages versus competitors. They want to beat everybody else in the market. Examples, free demo of a software that increases revenue by like 23%, like a high roast thing. That's very good. It's like one line of code increases your conversion rate in your ads by 50% as an example. Book a growth session, fill your calendar, sales appointments, very simple stuff. Like this is very simple B2B offer creation stuff. Again, you cannot use B2B offers in B2C markets. So here's a bad example of a roofing company ad that would be a B2B offer. It would be book a free consultation to discuss your roof repair needs. What the heck does that mean? Like roof repair needs? Like that's something you would ask a business owner. Book a consultation to grow your 33% conversion rate to 50%. Okay, so that's very B2B. You can't do that. It's too much friction, no value, and there's no instant benefit you get from it. So what are B2C offers then in this case? Free, fast, and a very tangible benefit that they can get bam out of the way. Okay, so what this means is it's kind of gift-like. It's like a free trial, so 7-day gym membership. First class is free. Free estimate. So if you're doing A roof repair, as an example, free estimate. If you're doing a construction company job, it's a free estimate. As an example, free, it sounds like a gift. Sounds like just you're getting this thing for free. That's how we're framing it. Instant value is very important. So we're getting instant dopamine hit, instant gratification hit, no long-term gratification hit. That's kind of more B2B. So we are looking at the most value provided upfront as possible, make it seem like a gift. So a good example, proper B2C offer for a roof repair. Get a free roof inspection plus same-day estimate. We have limited spots this week. So that's a damn good offer. Okay, so we have urgency, we have scarcity, and we have free value upfront, completely free inspection. Person can come to home and give you an inspection completely for free, same day. So that's boom, instant gratification, crazy value for that offer. So we're going to be going towards these types of offers in the ad, and this is super crucial that you know this before running the ad, okay? So you have to establish the offer. You're going to talk to your client, see what offer they're currently running, or if they would negotiate an offer with you for your Facebook ads, if they have a horrible offer, that would be awesome. So that's what we're going to do first. Number 2, making banger ad creatives. So basically what an ad creative is, it's just presenting your offer in an attractive and desirable way that keeps them retained throughout the ad. That's what we're trying to do. And in my personal experience with the data I've collected, a proper video ad outperforms a photo ad significantly. And yes, I know what people are thinking. You can make photo ads work, Joe. You can make them work. And yes, you absolutely can. I am just a big fan of video ads. I've had significantly better luck with video ads personally, and that's why I'm going to recommend them. I'm just speaking from experience. This is an example of some ads we're running right now. Okay, so the reason I want to give an example of this is how you test creatives. For us personally, we put a minimum ad spend on each ad right now. What this means is if we're spending, let's say, $30 a day with our budget for the client we're working with, and we're running 3 ads. Under the ad set section, you're going to set a minimum ad spend per ad at $10. What we're trying to do is see what works out of the ads we are testing. Okay, so testing is massive when we're doing service delivery to see what type of ads work and what type of ads don't work. It's absolutely crucial. So you might be wondering then, in this case, how can we test the ad? This is what we do. Each ad here has what we call same body. What is a body of the ad? It's when you hook them in and they watch the last 30 to 40 seconds of the ad. We have the same body in every single ad because we have a proven body. But what we do is we test hooks. So the reason we test hooks is because the hooks are the most important part of the whole ad. The hook is the first 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 8 seconds, depending how long the hook is. Basically what we do is same body, different hook, different hook, different hook, different hook, different hook. And we're going to test hooks like an insane person until we find one that works. Usually you're going to run 5 or 6 ads for your client, 5 to 6 variations of hooks, and you'll have 1, maybe 2 that work. And this is the brutal truth. You will have to test and run the ad spend on the ads until you find a winning one. And then what you do, once you have about $50 to $80 spent on the ad, preferably $100, but I know people are impatient when they're working with clients with lower ad spend. 50 is like, if you have to make a decision, you have $50 spent on all your ads, you can make a decision, sure. 80 is way better. So if you spend 80 on all of the ads, on each ad, and you find the winner, you can pour it all on the winner because you now know we spent money in these ads. They're not working, but this one is. We're going to pour more money into it. But 100 is perfect if, let's say, you want the perfect data set. You have lots of impressions to work with. You have lots of leads to work with. The ad spend's good. Then we're good in that case. So that's how you test ads. And it might seem like a lot. This is what works, and this is how to get really good at advertising. So now we have some other smaller things. We have location targeting. So I assume you're working with a local business if you're running an agency. What you can do is work with a 10 to 25 mile radius around your client's location. What you don't need to do off the bat is use any detailed targeting, Advantage Plus campaigns or audiences. You can keep it simple with the basic ad campaign setup, which is you have an ad under an ad set. You set a fixed amount per ad that you're running to test. In total, it's going to be whatever budget you set with the client. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Just keep it very simple. You don't need to make things overly complicated. And I know the Facebook interface might look intimidating when you're getting into it and you don't understand it, but that's what we're going to do. Next, users get hooked by your ad creative. And then they get sold from our ad copy. So they're going to watch the ad creative. They might watch only a third of it. They might only watch half of it because people's attention spans are horrible. Then what they're going to do is go like, should I opt into this? And then they're going to look at the ad copy. So what this means is that the ad creative up here is way more important than the ad copy. The ad copy is still a factor. Okay, so it totally is still a factor. This is an example of a working ad copy that we've tested. High location. Need X thing, but short on X thing? Well, as a first timer, get X offer, and we only have 10 spots, so click learn more now. Notice how we're doing a B2C offer here. We're doing a B2C messaging style, which is using urgency, scarcity, instant value, and a discount. Very simple. And attention city name, we're offering service offer to people with problem, normally valued at X higher price. And we have helped thousands of local people. So this is a very traditional style of ad copy that you can use with clear benefits under 3 emoji check marks that looks engaging. And then the core offer again right here. Click learn more on the ad to get started. And what you can do is create 3 to 5 variations of the ad copy and then test it under Facebook. And under the creative, you can add 5 ad copies and see which performs the best. And then again, the same thing as the creatives. You're going to find the one that performs the best and just stick with that and keep using it. Okay. So now, last thing about ad creatives. So there are 2 main softwares for ad creatives that we like the most. And number 1 is 11 Labs for AI voiceovers. So if you do not want your client recording the ad, which most agencies don't because you can't like fly the client out or you can't fly the client, you can create AI voiceovers to B-roll, different clips of the specific service, car detailing. You're going to have many, many clips firing every few seconds of someone cleaning a car, of a shiny car, of the actual desire of the customer in there with captions, with music, stating the offer, stating the location call out, everything. Then at the end, you're going to do a CTA to clicking a certain outcome from this ad. Where do you want them to go? Is it learn more button? Click the learn more button, fill out the form. I'll see you soon as an example. Okay, so super simple stuff, but once you do it a few times, it will become much more simple than you might be thinking at the moment. So 11 Labs is great for AI voiceovers. If you ever need clips or B-roll or videos to put on the ad itself, Opus Clip has AI B-roll and normal B-roll. You can also add captions through Opus Clip. So it's basically a really good editing software to make ads off of. Secondly, what you can do is if you have no idea, you're like, Joe, I have no idea how to make ads. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to write copy. Go to Facebook Ads Library for inspiration from your niche. So go to Facebook Ads Library, search up your niche, see what ads people are running. Key rule of thumb, the longer the ad has been running, the better the ad must be. If they've been spending money on this ad for 3 or 4 months, it's still running right now, it means it's worth spending money on. They're at least breaking even or at least making money off it, okay? So it's just a really good strategy for getting ideas and ideating off of what to say, what to do exactly, everything there. Next, okay, onboarding calls. So even before we do the offer, even before we make the ad creatives, all that stuff, and we publish them, we will have a one-on-one after the sales call with the client to get set up with everything we need. So the obvious thing here is you need access to their Facebook ads page. So the Facebook ads page is what you connect your ads manager to, your Facebook ads manager. And then you can run the ads off that. That's very simple. I'm not going to cover it. You can search up a 5-minute tutorial how to do that. In the meantime, this is probably more important than this that you should keep watching this video for, because I made tons of mistakes with this that you should avoid. One of the most important parts of service delivery that so many people overlook is setting clear expectations for clients. And I mean not like you should expect leads in X amount of time. It's like everything that is happening with your agency when you're providing a service for them. So you can do a short onboarding call, like 30 minutes max. Expectation setting includes something like this along these lines. Timeline for launch. What you need from them by X date. Do you need even photos from them? Do you need a video from them? How often they'll hear from you. So from this day going forward, what is the check-in process? What is that like? What the success metrics are. Another one that I'll add here is I'll do slow first few weeks. What happens with ads is you need time for them to learn. As you can see, if we go back here, these ads we just launched maybe 4 or 5 days ago. So we have this one learning, we have this one learning, this one learning. All of these are learning. So that's called the learning phase. What Facebook is doing, or whatever your ad platform is right now, They are going to get the data back on what type of people are clicking on this, what type of people are watching this in full, what type of people are seeing the ad, and are people submitting? What's going on with it? They're getting the data back. So with no data from Facebook in the first week or two, or minimal, they don't have good data to target more people. What that means is when they're trying to find this customer that we're trying to target, or the prospect to buy the thing we're selling for the client, they have no idea who it is yet. So they need to find who it is and then send the ad to that specific type of person. So this is why the first 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how much you're spending on ads, because obviously the more you're spending on ads, the faster it's going to learn. Because if you're spending $5, it's only going to a very minimal amount of people. If you're spending $100 a day, then it's going to many amounts of people. That's going to learn very quickly because it has so much people to pull data off of. Very different process between the two. An expectation I just often set, especially if you're spending around like $30 a day, is you're going to have a slow 1 to 2 weeks up front. Firstly, and you're going to tell them why it's slow. It's because Facebook is learning, our ad campaigns are learning, and you should expect results by the 3rd or 4th week. That is a crucial expectation setting tip that you need to do. Or first week in, client's going to be spending $150 on Facebook, $200 on Facebook, and they're going to see no results. And they're going to go, didn't you promise me that I'm going to be getting this and this and this? Because I should be making money by now, right? That's what they're going to ask you. So you need to tell them exactly what's going to happen by X date, especially that expectation, like I said. And over-communicate rather than under-communicate. When I started off, I thought I could just message a client every week to check on them and see how they're doing. No. If there's any changes to a campaign, if there's anything they should be doing differently, if you're trying something else and allocating budget to this campaign instead of this, and you're trying this lead form style instead of this, just tell them what you're doing. Don't tell them like, hey, look, I changed one word. But if you change a part of the system that's pretty big, just tell them. They like updates. The worst thing you can do is not tell clients what you're doing because they think you're lazy. They think you're not doing anything. When they think you're not doing anything, you're spending $30, $50 a day on Facebook out of their bank account that they're paying for, and they think you're not doing anything. They're going to have a problem with that, and they're going to tell you to stop the ads. Whatever it is. So don't do that. And many clients will forgive subpar results for periods of time. So if you're messing up something, if your results aren't great and your campaigns are learning, they will forgive that if you're telling them what's going on. Assuming this person is slightly rational in their brain and they can actually realize how ads work. Client check-ins. So with that in mind, how do we check in with clients? Simply use a business WhatsApp or add them to a Slack channel with you two and tell them that's your actual communication source. Secondly, still keep them informed, like I just said, when things are slow, they're slower even. Truthful updates. So this is where we are. Here's what we're doing about it. Next, avoid the silent churn. We're not telling them exactly what's going on. They just churn and they tell you to pause the ads. You can also do bi-weekly client calls. So you can also do every 2 weeks, just hop on a 30-minute call with them, update them on what's going on, ask them how the quality leads are and all that stuff. And we'll get into that more in a second. Okay, now we have minimum ad spend. I was talking about earlier, if you spend $5 versus $30 a day, you're going to get significantly different results. With that in mind, do not let clients sell you, because this is what they'll do. They try to negotiate back with you on your offer, into spending $5 a day or $10 a day into their advertising. And yes, it's their money, but it's our offer that we're selling them on. And it's our promises that we're selling them on. If you're promising a certain outcome in 90 days, and in your calculations when you're making your offer, you're thinking about $30 a day in ad spend. This person tells you $5 is good and you say yes, and you still think you're getting that outcome, you're psychopathic. You're delusional, which is unfortunate because you're going to have that client refund you in full. So make sure to set a minimum of at least $25 to $30 a day, preferably $30. But if you have to, you can do $25. But I like $30 as a bare minimum for clients. It's even more important that you have a guarantee that you have the minimum ad spend set. Don't let clients negotiate with you about it. If you're getting your first client on low ad spend, you aren't even going to get them promised results anyway, so it's not even worth signing them. So people are negotiating with it and say, I won't join unless I spend $10 a day instead of 30. Don't sign them on. Truthfully, do not sign them on. It's not worth it. Not worth your trouble in that case. Next, lead form versus funnel trade-off. So how do I explain this? When you're running an ad and a person needs to submit their information, there are two primary ways to submit their information. One is on Facebook, which is literally they click learn more on the ad and a lead form pops up. So a lead form is their name, phone number, email. Boom. You can also add questions to the lead form saying, are you this type of person? Do you live in this type of area? Do you live in the city? These are called qualifying questions. That's what a lead form is. Secondly, a funnel is when they click learn more, a browser opens up. And it's a funnel where there's either a VSL or there's another full lead form on the website. And then there's copy and there's testimonials and all that stuff on the funnel. These are two primary different systems of getting leads. So let's talk about lead form for a second and the trade-offs between the two, because this is very necessary to know. Number one, lead form, lower cost per lead. What that means, if you have a lower cost per lead, there's more quantity of leads. So you're probably like saying, this sounds amazing, but there's trade-offs with this, okay? Whatever option you pick in business, there's going to be trade-offs between the two options. You have to calculate that. Very likely, you'll get lower quality leads due to less steps in qualification. So if they go to a website and they see more case studies and they see copy convincing them into it and they see even a VSL, but with that aside, we can think about the trade-offs between these two things, and the steps it takes to go through a funnel is extremely more steps than the first option. Lead form is native to Facebook and Instagram, so it literally takes you probably 1 to 2 clicks in the lead form all in all to get it submitted, other than typing your information out, which is very simple to do. Okay, so that's the lead form. Funnel, higher CPL, so less leads in general, the leads will be more expensive. Also though, they are higher quality leads due to more action steps / qualification. More clicks going on to a separate landing page. More variables to take into account, copy on landing page, case studies, headlines, loading time. So when you're taking someone to a lead, to a customer, you have to think of every single step that it takes from going to a lead to a customer. Simply, a funnel is just more steps. So when they take more steps, they're more committed. They want this thing more. They're going to be qualified more. It's just generally sunken cost fallacy as well. So they took more steps. They're already invested into it. They might as well go through with it. Cool. With this in mind, and you have the theory now, this is my general recommendation from me doing service delivery. Number one, start with lead forms. So we start with this because you're going to get a higher quantity of leads off the bat. If the quality of the leads are decent and in KPI, so key performance indicator just means it's up to standard of what we want in terms of the CPL, the quantity of leads are there, keep with it. If everything is good, and you're getting decent quality and you're getting low cost per lead, that's fine. Perfect. Okay. If CPL is low, but a significant amount of leads are low quality, consider moving to a funnel. So this is probably what's going to happen. Here's the caveat to this. You need to do this first, right here. You need to get this done first. Because what you're going to do on the funnel is likely add qualification. And qualification is basically vetting them on certain qualities of what they want, certain budgets, to ensure that this customer who's submitting their information is the right type of customer for the client. What that means is you need to know what type of client your client wants. Until you get hundreds of leads and you hear their feedback on this person didn't sell because of this reason, this person didn't pick up the phone because of this reason, you need to get that feedback first before qualifying on something. You actually need to know what to qualify for. Okay? So when moving to a funnel, you can add case studies, copy, headlines with a similar form to fill out to a lead form. So very similar thing. Okay? Hope that makes sense. 2 options when you're running ads to use. They both work. I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just one is better than the other at certain time frames when we're running service delivery or testing things. Okay? Cool. Now, we're at call center or calling yourself. So what does this mean? When leads come in for your client, who's calling the lead? Calling the leads is essential. You have to do it. It is a high conversion rate when the lead is being called versus not called. It's higher when it's being called. It's just a reality you have to deal with when you're working in lead gen. So when you versus the client call the leads, so when you call the leads instead of your client, it is more valuable for the client because they're not doing it. So this fits in with the value equation by Hermosi, which is effort and sacrifice. So this is how much work does the client need to do. By you calling the leads, your service is definitionally more valuable. With this in mind, you can absolutely call your clients leads to book them in consultation estimate evaluations for your first few clients. If you want to sell your service at a higher conversion rate, it's more valuable, and you don't want your clients to do it, you can absolutely do it. And again, we just talked about using lead forms and then getting feedback on how the quality of the leads are. The bonus here is that you're talking to them, not the client. So you know what's going on with that specific lead and what they need to be qualified for when you're talking to them all day. So big bonus. With the bonus in mind, there is a downside. When you have 5 to 6 clients and you are managing their whole pipeline, calling dozens of leads daily, when you scale, you will need to hire a call center, even from a third world country, somewhere with good English. So if they can talk well and they have not an extreme accent for this person, then you can absolutely get a call center, because you're going to be overwhelmed 6 clients in when you're calling leads 3 hours of the day and you just need to do cold calls and you need to run your ads, you need to focus on growing your business. One of those things that can easily be hired for, but you have to keep that in mind. If you do offer it, you will have to outsource it at some point or find a different solution for it. With this in mind as well, if you're deciding if you should call your leads or not, some niches are more tolerant to calling your own leads. And this is an example of real estate, because realtors are not on a construction job all day. They're not building houses. They're not managing projects. It's a different type of job. So with that in mind, on the other hand, contracting companies, landscapers, car detailers love when you can call their leads for them. So they love that. It's a big bonus for them. So you have to research in your own niche if this is going to be more valuable for them or not. But I do recommend doing it just for that market research when you're starting off. It's very nice. Cool. Last thing is very important. It's called get data and optimize. So the mindset for killer service delivery is that every single lead is a data point. So they are human, but the humans have different types of tendencies. We're measuring their tendencies with numbers through Facebook. So the cost per lead is a number. It's like, how are humans interacting with your ad and how much is it costing to get humans to click on the ad? We're getting data on how humans act and how to tailor the ads to them. This is what we're doing. With this in mind, this is how we do that. Workflow. Number 1, get leads. Track the basics from day one. So cost per lead, we mentioned earlier. Conversion rate. So what's the conversion rate from leads to appointments or booked calls? And then what's the conversion rate from booked calls to sales? These are just very basic things that you should absolutely be tracking, either Facebook Ads Manager, also in spreadsheets for appointments, also in different spreadsheets for conversion rate to actually deals. Lead feedback quality. If your client is calling, you're going to be asking them all the time, how's the quality of the leads? What needs work? What doesn't need work? If you are calling, you can just make that judgment yourself. So with that in mind, you number 1, get leads, move to analyzing cost per lead and quality. So the cost per lead low, but the quality high, keep doing it. Cost per lead is low, but the quality is horrendous, and like 1 in 5 of them are actually good leads. Might want to switch something up. Number 3, make necessary changes to offer, creatives, or targeting. So we're just making the changes needed to fix that one thing that is not working. Number 4, launch adjustments. So we're making the change. We've analyzed the data. We're making the change on the ad campaign, how we can make it better. When you do that, you repeat it. You do that over and over and over times 10, times 15, times 20 times. Until eventually you have a repeatable system where you run it for each client across the country. And they all get great results, other than very small exceptions. Maybe 1 out of 10 of them you need to do some work on to get that one person better results than they're getting currently. Wow, that was a lot. So I hope this helped you. This can literally get you, like I did for Sam here, like with the System 16 ROAS, 16x ROAS. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Implement it for your business. If you want to work with me personally to grow your agency, there's a link in the description where there's a video you can watch to see if you want to work with me personally and literally get personal help 24/7 from me to grow your agency. So completely optional, but in the description, there's a link. Click that. Check it out. If you're interested, watch the video, and then you can book a call if you want. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.